Hey guys, I'm going to give you a quick summary. How are you doing? This is Melanie Hinds. I'm your fastest Iraqi dinar revaluation summary on the net because of my background as an auditor with Pricewaterhouse, where I audited a bank. I also audited a lot of global companies, so I'm very aware of how the SEC works and how the Forex works, how foreign currency exchange works. And so I hope you will subscribe and tap the bell to get my specialized knowledge, my insight into what's really going on. Ernst & Young did meet with the Prime Minister today, and so let's talk about that. They did it in this article. You got to understand, they're always going to couch their information without revealing exactly when the new rate's coming out. So you need to understand that. We have to be able to read between the lines, which I do very well. Now, the breaking news today was that I guess SINWAR is dead. He's the leader of Hamas. And it was kind of by accident. Somebody lobbed something, and when they went up to the bodies, realized it was one of the guys they had been after. That leader of Hamas is gone. So that is coming out of a news source that I heard. If anybody else can confirm that, comment down below. That's a big win for anybody who believes that, just it is what it is. I'm not going to say anything. So Prime Minister, the government's first banking reform project is the restructuring of Rafidian Bank. Now, we all know the banks over there were private or they're government run because of Iraq's destruction for the last 20 years. So they're going to restructure it. And the Prime Minister's media office said he chaired a special meeting on efforts related to developing the work of the government banking sector. It's a governmental banking sector because that's where they're doing all their reforms, right? With the Central Bank of Iraq combined with the government of Iraq. The government of Iraq's auditors are Ernst & Young. So this is the article that somebody asked me about. I've just been able to confirm it, that today the Prime Minister's al-Shidani chaired a special meeting on efforts related to developing the work of the government banking sector in the presence of representatives of Ernst & Young Auditing and Financial Consulting Company. So we did meet with Ernst & Young today. So that comes from Secret Agent Man. He said he couldn't find me an article, but he did find the article. He just didn't know he found the article until I got into the details. It said during the meeting, a package of recommendations was presented by the company to proceed with the reforms of Rafidian Bank, which included the new legal status of Rafidian Bank, its capital, its working strategy, and the new consultant, where these recommendations will be submitted to the Ministerial Council of Economy to submit it to the cabinet for approval. You got to understand that Ernst & Young is auditing, is been hired by the government of Iraq to make sure their new systems are in place. The Central Bank of Iraq has its own set of auditors, Oliver and Wyman, probably to check on the other work. There's a lot of different auditors. And then any other companies have separate auditors. So Ernst & Young chaired a meeting with al-Sudani. We don't know exactly what it's about, but they're saying it's all about restructuring the Rafidian Bank. Now, when they say restructuring Rafidian Bank, which is a huge government bank in Iraq, it's one of the biggest, what do you think it means? It's the new systems. In my opinion, it's the new systems. What do you think? Comment down below. So he indicated the issue of structuring Rafidian Bank is the first work of banking reforms for the government, which has been given special attention to follow up on all its reports. That's the numbers. It's everything I said this morning and more on the Intel summary, my live stream this morning. I went into a lot of details submitted by the concerned authorities, especially by the committee concerned with the restructuring process. They're saying restructuring when they mean all the new banking systems that are the state-of-the-art banking system, which is the reason why the World Bank is happy, the U.S. Treasuries, everybody's happy with Iraq. They're secure and stable now because of their financial systems. That is the crux of this whole revaluation, is that systems have been operating parallel, the old system, the new system. They're making sure everything's the same, and then they're going to drop in the new rate once this new system can take over and this one dies a slow death, right? But nobody knows when. But Ernst & Young did meet with Prime Minister al-Sudani this morning. So that is good news. And I got it. I got that question answered. So whoever submitted that question, thank you. I got confirmation of that. There's other articles, of course. The CBI is still de-dollarizing. Those are nothing new. The numbers are different. He said something about the rate was different, but it didn't look like the rate was different to me. But I did get the article about al-Sudani. So thank you, Secret Agent Man, for coming through. There was also a joint venture to boost logistics and shipping services in Iraq. I'm not really interested in that. The inaugurates an embassy of the Republic of Iraq. Iraq now has an embassy in Ireland. So you're telling me they're not global? They need a global rate. We're just waiting with bated breath for when it's going to be released. So he said, notice the rate is $154,000, which is not 154,000, which it was the other day. I don't know what he's referring to, and maybe I'm having a brain fart because I'm tired today and I've had a long day with the counseling and stuff, but maybe you can let me know and we'll talk about it in the morning. Because guys, the point is, it hasn't happened yet, but we're this close. Joanne, I really appreciated getting to know you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm so glad you're getting such great results on Relive in just a week. That's amazing. So now I'm going to go over and get the other summaries, which I love to do. You need to prevent all the summaries, but I wanted to, that was exciting that the Prime Minister did meet with Ernst & Young. We don't know what they're talking about. They may just be talking about restructuring Rafidian Bank, but I'm telling you, the new systems are in all the banks. It's just different auditors to check different aspects and different functions, because the CBI is an oversight function of all their banks in Iraq. So here we go. Here's the rest of the summary. Please give me some like, give me some love, because I do this every day and this is all free for you. I'm the only one who summarizes it. So this is Sandy Ingram. A parallel market refers to the trade of goods or currencies through distribution channels that are not authorized by the original manufacturer or the original regulatory body and is legal. A black market refers to a legal trade of goods or services that are prohibited by law or sold to avoid taxes and regulations. Iraq has serious currency controls, and this automatically facilitates the black market. Iraq citizens are banned from drinking alcohol. So yes, the alcohol black market is probably huge. Iraq has another black market product, oil smuggling. That's post 1 of 2. You know, whatever. She's talking about something because she doesn't know what else to talk about. I'm talking only about the banking system and how this is coming through the new, revised, quantum, beautiful banking system that's easy to be audited before the transactions even go through, because it's that advanced. I mean, it's the most exciting time. Claire says there's a U.S. delegation arrived in Baghdad to prepare a draft for indirect negotiations with Iran. America is exerting strong pressure through Iraqi mediators to conduct negotiations with Iran regarding the future of the region. It wants to adopt the principle of single basket and resolving all issues, unlike Tehran, which believes that each issue is separate. I don't know about that. What do you think? Comment down below. Frank26, bank story continues. Woohoo! Frank has a bank story. Let me make sure I start at the beginning. Brad, Huntington Bank in Pennsylvania. I funded my account with a small amount of money, and I said I'd like to place an order for Iraqi dinar. But before I do, I want to see how much I can get for my money. To make a long story short, they sell them at the program rate, which you know is nothing special. The nominal rate in Iraq is called the program rate here, I guess. By the time I left, I realized all I had to do was have her remove money from my account. I was on top of the world. I came home and called. Gary, I said, you live in Indianapolis. Do you have any Huntington banks where you are? And he goes, yeah. I said, you want to call them and see if you can purchase the dinar and dong? He goes, sure thing. He texts me back a half an hour. He goes, Brad, I can get them here in Indianapolis too. They come out of Miami. Now, you need to understand, Miami has a clearinghouse for currencies. They do a lot of verification of foreign currencies, but you do not want to do, when it comes to exchanging, you do not want to do it at a bank that's going to send it to Miami to be verified. Do you understand me? You do not want to let it out of your presence. You want it verified locally. So that's part of my strategies. You need my 3 steps. They need my 3 steps. Everybody needs my 3 steps, if you ask me. He goes, sure thing. So he goes, they come out of Miami. Why would Huntington Bank all of a sudden be selling dinar and dong at 970 branches in 11 states? Boom. I have a Huntington Bank here in Toledo, Ohio. They wouldn't sell dinars in the past. Why are they doing it now? The reason, in my opinion, is because it opens the door for them to exchange the 3-0 notes. I agree, but you don't want them sending it to Miami. Amen. Do you understand? You don't want them, when it comes to exchanging, you do not want them to let your dinars out of sight, which is why my 3 steps vary from what everybody else is saying. Mark Z, slim news was coming out of Iraq, but this is a good one. Herbal provides Baghdad Treasury with 77 billion dinars. This means look for that HCL at any moment. They are trying to keep things under wraps till they pull the trigger. I agree, Mark. That's why I see that article with the Al-Sudani meeting with Ernst & Young today. Could have been about something else. It could have been about something. It could have been the finalization. The systems are free. It's good to drop in a new rate, whatever rate you want. And they already know what it is. That's why they're still doing memorandums of understanding with like the Mack truck that's going to provide Mack trucks in Iraq. Like we talked about this morning on my live stream. I'll put a link to my live stream this morning if you want to hear more. It was also very good. There's a lot of understanding that I give on my live streams. You really should watch those when you get a chance. Iraq, Mountain Goat. Iraq is going to experience a redenomination of their currency, meaning to execute the process of swapping out the larger 3-0 notes for lower denominations. When you take money out circulation, you cause a deflation, which is a revaluing your currency, and you make it worth more. So Guys, I went through that at the very tail end. So back up the last 7 minutes of my live stream from this morning. I will post the link down before. I go through how they take the zeros off, why they take the zeros off, and how you're still going to be wealthy if you have at least $1 million. Okay? God bless you guys. I hope you like this summary. Please comment down below. Make sure you also comment my explanation this morning. It was about 7 minutes. I haven't had a time to do the shorts. I had people here. My husband's home. It's crazy. But I will see you tomorrow for coffee and conversation, and we'll talk more. I love you all. Please comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Please make sure you only leave positive comments. I'm done with all the, criticisms of my whatever. Just Matthew 7:1 before you criticize. I love you all. Peace be unto you. If you love my summaries, please give me some love down below so I continue to do this every day, even when my husband's home. I love you. Peace.